Hey everyone, Carolina Venom here. Today I'm taking a look at the Zeepad 7.0 7-inch tablet. I know today a lot of people are looking for these lower end tablets to kind of use it for YouTube or Facebook to make it easier because of a bigger screen and everything. So I thought I would go ahead and do a review on this Zeepad 7.0. We'll go ahead and start with the specs here. It does, like I say, have a 7-inch capacitive multi-touch panel screen with 800 by 480 resolution. This one runs Android 4.1.1. It's got a box chip A13 Cortex A8 1.5 GHz single core CPU. It does have a VGA front-facing camera. And on the back, it does have a 1.3 megapixel camera and records up to 720p video recording. And while I'm back here, as you see these little lines right here, and over here, for some reason, something got in behind the lens of my camera, and it had to be took apart and cleaned. So that's why these little aggravating places are here. Anyway, back to the tablet. Back here is your single rear speaker. It says it's a 1-watt speaker, but it's very weak and it's not got hardly any output at all. Let's see, we'll go ahead and keep on. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM. It has 4 gigs of built-in storage, with 2 gigs of OS and 2 gigs free space. Audio player does support MP3, WMA, and all kinds of media files. Video player is the same way. It does support 720 playback and all that stuff. It's got a 3000 milliamp hour battery. And battery life and work time is up to 2 to 3 hours of surfing the web using Wi-Fi network. And it does come in an array of colors like white, black, pink, red, blue, green, yellow, or purple. And mine came with the tablet. It came with a stylus pen. Came with a charger, of course. Came with a what is it called? I'm thinking. It came with like a holster type deal, and it protects the whole tablet, and it also serves as a kickstand if you want to watch videos from like Netflix or YouTube and stuff like that. So that's pretty neat as well. But that's about where it ends with this tablet. This is kind of a buyer beware type video for a cheap low-end tablet. Now there are more Zeepads that are available, and they do have more RAM and better processors and all that stuff. But this one right here, I paid like $59 for it, and it came with a bunch of different stuff and everything. But this thing has a lot of flaws to it, and it's just not very, very good at all. You must have a lot of patience to deal with this tablet. Up here up top, you got your microphone. Up here, you got your micro USB port, and you can actually use both of these here to charge. It comes with a charger that charges in here, but you can also put in a micro USB charger and charge it here as well. Your power buttons here. On the side is your 3.5mm headset jack, your volume rocker, and your micro SD card slot. I did run some tests on this tablet. If I can find the power button, this thing here, the screen is pretty shoddy. It does have a couple sweet spots to where there's if you have it the right spot, it does look pretty good. But if you move it any at all, it's either too dark or too light, it looks washed out, and it just does not look good. But for what it is, It does have plenty of lag. It's just not smooth at all. When you first power it on, you have to be very patient, because if you don't, you'll want to throw it on the floor and step on it. I did run a Antutu benchmark test on it, and as you see here, the test came in pretty poor at 4539, and it is Zeepad 7.0 from Worry Free Gadgets, and it even says here that it is a poor device, and you can look at the details that it's very slow. I mean, all the numbers are very low, and actually it didn't even get done with the test before it decided to power off, because it was just too much for it to handle. Over here at the quadrant, it came in at 1970, which is pretty bad, and it is very slow, as you know. But I really believe that if this one, I believe that if Zeepad was to, double the RAM, give it a dual core processor, stuff like that, and more storage, I believe that it would be a lot faster, a lot smoother than what this one right here is. Web browsing is also pretty bad. It's pretty slow. We'll go in here and look. I've done a factory reset on this tablet because it was very slow, and I only got just a few apps on here, and I'm sorry if it looks bad, but for some reason the camera just does not want to cooperate good with the screen on this device. But as you see here, loading up a site, yeah, it does show that it scrolls okay, but it does have a lot of freezing, a lot of lagging, and it's slow. It's just weak. It has a lot of freezing to do. I'm not even going to play any games on it because, that would take all night. But this one right here, like I say, battery life is terrible as well. It had full battery life, and I downloaded like 3 or 4 apps. Of course, as all the apps that I downloaded, you see here on the main screen. And like I say, the screen, if you move it, it just washes out, and it just does not look good at all. It's definitely not a good screen for a 7-inch tablet. So this is just what I think of this little cheap tablet here. Like I say, there are more tablets from Zeepad. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but I bought mine off of a site called nomorack.com, and you can go in there and search Zeepad, and it'll bring up a bunch of different Zeepad tablets. And if you find one with more current Android, with maybe double the memory, double the RAM, dual core processor, and can handle a whole lot more stuff, it might be worth the money, but this one right here is one that I would really pass up on. You can still buy this Zeepad on the internet. I've seen them for around $55, $60, and to me, I think $10 is too much for this tablet. It's just not that great, and it's just got a lot of bugs in it. It's got a lot of potential, but it's just way too underpowered. Which of course I don't blame the tablet. I blame people who made the tablet, because they make a tablet knowing people's going to want this kind of a device to read books, or they going to want to go in here and play games, buy it for their kids, or they're going to want it for themselves to watch videos, watch Netflix on the go if they got like a hotspot or in a Wi-Fi area. And whenever they have a very underpowered 512 megabytes of RAM with a single core processor that can barely pull itself, that's kind of a shameful thing on the makers of the tablet, especially whenever it just struggles to do the easiest, slightest things. Even taking pictures are slow. Powering on is slow. Once you first power the thing on, it takes several minutes for it to actually get the bugs worked out of it to where it's actually ready to roll. The front facing camera for, video chat is, about what you can expect. It's pretty poor, but it does work. Just don't expect nothing smooth. The rear camera, of course, I did go outside and take some video with it, take some pictures with it, and they're just kind of washed out and bad. Audio quality is not too awful bad when you play back on a different device. But the speaker quality on this tablet is very weak, so you will definitely need speakers or earphones to be able to hear, unless you're in a very quiet environment, listening to a very loud video. So anyway, honestly, my personal opinion would be to skip on the Zeepad 7.0. I should have never bought it or returned it or something when I realized how pathetic it really is. But, hopefully maybe Zeepad, or the makers of Zeepad from Worry-Free Gadgets, will up the ante on it and be able to, double the RAM and all that stuff and make it more powerful, so to where it's not so underpowered. But anyway, I just wanted to share this along a little bit. If you're looking for a cheap tablet, there are probably better choices out there. I do know there are some different ones by lower names like RCA and Magnavox, for around $70, $80, something like that. And like I say, that site, nomorerack.com, they do have several tablets on there as well for pretty good prices. But I would definitely recommend looking at the specs before buying, because you don't really want a tablet that's very underpowered. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you got any questions or comments about this device or anything, please feel free to ask me. Subscribe to my channel. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and talk to y'all later.